Hey, 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 hey.
Hey now, everyone.
Welcome to Girl Chat Sports
cyber world.
with Mo Mel. You know, where I always have a little technical issue to start with, it seems like these days, but we're all used to it. I mean, this is the virtual world we're living in at the moment. So
Indeed.
Welcome to Girl Chat Sports. West Coast Wednesdays are back in effect. I see you repping your team tonight. They're currently playing, right?
Oh, yeah. It's preseason.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we just got AB and LeBron making their little debut tonight. Actually, Kyle Kuzma is the only one that's a top earner right now. But I think there was a play that just happened where we're seeing the dynamic duo of AB and LeBron doing some things. And not to mention, they also have Dennis Schroeder starting as point guard tonight, too.
Oh, really?
So.
Well, and here's the deal. What's up to Tasha checking in?
Hey, Tasha.
We appreciate you. I have yet to I turned the Laker game on because I saw it, because it was happening. It actually started right after they had the Sean Kemp and Gary Payton special about their duo. They had it on NBA TV, which was pretty awesome to watch. But I haven't watched much NBA yet. I kind of forgot. I mean, I know it's already mid-December. We should have basketball by now anyway, but I didn't really think about it. And so I keep hearing people talk about basketball, and I'm like, dang it, I got to start tuning in.
I mean, it's preseason right now, so we're just looking
but
at
even
whatever. So you have another week to watch.
Playing,
I mean, you have another week to watch. You're Seahawks mode right now, and I get it. A lot of people are still NFL mode. Basketball is going to be there. I have a fantasy league, so I have to stay on top of it. What's up, Jose? What's up, Zay? I have to stay on top of it because now I'm in this basketball fantasy.
Oh, so
league.
you are doing basketball fantasy?
I've got a league going.
Ooh, a whole league?
I'm in the fantasy with the. I didn't start it. I got invited, so I'm gonna try this out and see what it does. But yeah, I'm in this league, and I mean, I did the draft Sunday night. I'm kind of excited about my picks. I like my little starting lineup of who I got, and we'll just see if they bring me points, because every day I got to check in with these games. It's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be my first experience. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
All I can suggest from doing it 1 year is, if you can, when there's back-to-back days, just try and set your league or your team so that it can play for a couple of days and not have any hard issues. You know what I mean?
I think I was looking at that as that part, to your point, when I was strategizing. But right now, as the schedule looks, I only have the Lakers game as the opening game for my lineup, but the guy I'm playing has AD and I have Montrezl Harrell, so I don't know if I should, go off of the two, because they both in that same position. So basically it's like when AD rests, then Montrezl comes in because he's second. Well, as the preseason starts, he's second. He's on the bench right now. He's coming in the second.
Got you.
So we'll see. Otherwise, if there's another game that day, I'm going to replace him with another player that I have.
Okay.
But we'll see. Like I said, it's one of those things,
it can be interesting. It can be interesting.
It always is. It always is. And guys, if you notice, I'm wearing one of the new fabulous Girl Chat Sports beanies. Get yours.
Which I also put here. There's the gray one, a red one.
She put the colors up there. I'm rocking the blue. Blue and then there's nice.
Black, of course. Always the
black
go-to
one too, which I have too.
Yeah.
That's a good go-to. So you guys, Cash App Melissa. Put your Cash App up, Melissa, real quickly, to show everybody where they can send the money to make payments. It's $25 for the beanie, because it's $20 for the beanie, $5
well,
for
shipping. It's $15 for the beanie.
Oh, is it $15 for the beanie?
For shipping and
I've been taxing people $25. See, now you're messing up my whole
No, the hats were $25.
Well, here's the deal. People were willing to pay the $25.
Oh, okay.
Just effed up our church's money. So never mind. $15 for the beanie, $5 for the shipping. I had people down for the $25. She's messed up my church's money. So we're going to roll with the $15.
Well, here's the deal. Your people always call you during the podcast, so they're not watching it anyways. They're not going to know.
But they've been texting me, and I've been giving them prices of $25.
Okay, well,
and that's what we rolling with. But now it's too late. So now we have it's a sales bonanza. How about that? It's a sales promo right now. We are promoting the beanies. They're normally $25. We're promoting the beanies for $15 right now.
Yes. Exactly. It's a pre-Christmas sale. Try and get yours now before Christmas.
That's the only way. That's the only way. And
because on January 1st, they're going to go up. How about that?
The price will go to $25. Just so y'all know, get it in while you can. Thank you, Melissa, because girl, she'll mess up that church's money. No, we always have to. I'm the salesperson, right? So
I'm not the salesperson.
Exactly. And so you're You're going Nordstrom to rack price now. So let's do the Nordstrom price.
I love my rack. Come on.
Yeah, shout out to the rack too. Yeah, rack's great. Yeah,
but also I wanted to say a quick shout out to our guy Nate out in Seattle, my homeboy Nate, from Hood. Why can't I think of it offhand? Hood Lobby. Hood Hobbies.
No,
Hood Hobbies. Yes.
Hobbies.
That's
yeah.
we won our. I don't have it up here. I think it's our LeBron James, figurine. And today in the mail, he sent us both a little care package.
I like that.
Of course, you know who get what here because we know who we rep. And what I didn't notice inside the bag, because, I was like, oh, cool bag, put it on, was opening the zippers, going to put some stuff in. And lo and behold, look what's inside.
Game cards, player cards.
Steve Largent for me and
Marcus Allen for me. And I'm going to be taking that so nicely.
And they've already been rated by professional sports collectors. So these are legit. This is
what
great.
Year cards are those?
Yours is an 84.
Take it.
Okay, and mine's an 88.
All right.
And they're legit. They're awesome.
I mean, they're totally legitimate. Like, I love it. Like,
and make sure you check out his videos. He always posts good stuff. He always has all the sports cards. If there's anything memorabilia wise that you want for a loved one, it's the holidays, favorite sports teams, favorite figurines. It's got the cards, everything. Make sure you check him out. He gives away free stuff too. Like someone won a Tyler Lockett card the other day. We won the LeBron James figurine. So we appreciate it. Hood Hobby 206. There we go.
Thank you so much, Nate. That was so dope of you to think
that was amazing.
It was. And was incredible. And it's such a good look. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It was like the beginning of Christmas, We're starting
Christmas came early with that Marcus Allen card. I am going to be the envy of all my Raider Nation friends. Along with my Bo Jackson throwback, like my Mitchell and Ness Joe Jackson jersey. Y'all can't touch me. Sorry. Y'all just can't.
See, there you go.
I love it.
There you go.
Hopefully I get to meet Marcus Allen and have him sign it.
That would be legit too. That would boost that price up a lot.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, it will boost that price. You could crack that open, have them sign it, crack it back in.
Yeah, put it back in the seal. I want to do a frame with the jerseys and then have that would be dope.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show. We actually have great guests on today. We're gonna talk a little bit more about sports towards the end of the show, but we definitely wanted to get our guests on. I know we have for sure one of the two, but we'll get them if they both come on. Great. If not, that's fine as well. We wanted to talk with them and kind of get a feeling more of what's happening in the community about the kids out here, the youth sports. It's a nonprofit that we're excited to talk about. The Greater Youth Sports Association. They basically do a lot of work in helping getting youth, at-risk youth into after-school sports, getting them, busy. We all know it's been crazy with the pandemic just for us. I can't imagine to be a child. I was having this conversation earlier today about being a kid, not having to go to school, not having sports to play, being stuck with your parents in the house all day because they're most likely home as well, or maybe working, from home. Could you imagine? These kids these days don't know how to play outdoors like we did. We would play outdoors no matter what. But these kids are used to playing games and stuff inside. Then you're not leaving the house all day long. You're not being physically active. And how does that impact your mental health and everything else?
Right.
So, let's just get her.
They did a ball drive this past Saturday, correct? They did a ball drive where they donated any sports supplies and that kind of thing. So I'm curious to see how that turnout went.
Yes. Hang on. Let me get her on real quick. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Hello. So excited to be here with you ladies.
Thank you, Annalise. Thank you. So we know Devonte may or may not came in, and that's great. We're all about girl power here anyway. So we're happy to talk with you. But I definitely, why don't you give us and our listeners an understanding kind of how, the nonprofit Greater Youth Sports Association kind of came into fruition. I think you guys started fairly recently too. Am I correct?
Yeah. So we kicked off pilot programming in 2017. And it happened. It was just so organic how it happened. So Devonte was actually a PE teacher at the time. And he was kind of the teacher that when a kid would get in trouble, they'd be like, go see coach, go talk to coach. So he kind of became that person that was talking to the kids. And there was one kid in particular that like every week was up in the front office. And Devonte's like, dude, why are you always up here? What's going on? And he was just saying, and keep in mind, he worked at an elementary school. So this is 1st through 5th grade. And this kid was 5th grader and was saying, I just hate school. I hate being here. There's nothing that interests me here. I just don't want to be here. And so Devonte just kind of dug a little deeper. Well, what could we do to get you, to behave at school, to get you interested? And the kid was like, well, I like to play soccer. So Devonte was like, okay, if I throw a soccer camp for you, will you come? Will you be good? You have to be good the whole week. Now you can't get in trouble. You can't be in the office. So that was kind of where it started. And so he came to me and was like, hey, can you put together a flyer? I'm going to just do a soccer camp at my school. So that was like a week of handing out flyers, and over 100 kids showed up to that. And what we realized, it was just so crazy, because we realized half these kids, that are in 4th, 5th grade are saying like, oh, I've never played a sport before outside of what they did in PE. Or I've never had a ball before. Like, it was just things like that when we heard that, we were like, okay, there's something here that we need to fix. There's a problem. And even within school, the schools really tried to get those kids active. But I mean, PE, it's like they're getting PE for how many minutes a day, and then they're sitting down. It's just not enough physical activity. And then at the end of the day, they're going home, and it's like you said earlier, Mel, they don't play outside the way we used to. It's so much easier to go inside these days and sit down and turn on the TV or put on a video game or watch YouTube, that they just don't want to go outside and play, or they don't even know how to do that. So that was kind of where we started. And so our pilot program then started. We were in 3 schools. By the next year, we were, I think, up to 10, and now this year we're in 21 schools. So
nice.
Wow,
very good.
That's a lot.
It grew fast, but the need is there. I mean, it's there. These kids need this, and we're going to be that solution, so that we call ourselves the school sports solution. So
I saw that, and I wanted to touch on that because you guys had different bullet points as to what that meant and what that entailed. So it was like a lack of parent engagement. It was things of disciplinary problems. It was just all these different factors. Now with COVID going on, how is that playing into your foundation right now?
Yeah, so that, I mean, again, like you ladies were saying earlier, it's like one thing to deal with COVID as an adult, and then another thing, like, for these kids that are now, like you said, stuck at home without a lot of opportunity. And so our program works with primarily low income children. So most of the schools we serve are Title I. And if you look at youth sports today, even the opportunities that maybe are still available through COVID, they're pretty expensive. So it's not like most of these kids can just go out and hire, a private trainer or go on a club team, because it's expensive.
And that's talking like the AAU teams, the select teams. These are all, I mean, there are friends of mine that are parents of these these kids that are going to those kind of camps, and God bless their hearts, but they always are complaining about how much they're shelling out for uniforms, trips, the games, buying tickets just to go see their child play. They got to pay an entrance fee. Like, those are all things you don't think about accumulate. And then God forbid you have more than one child.
And that's the thing, right? It's like you can only have one, because if you've got 3 kids in sports, it's like, that's rough. So through COVID, we kind of were looking at, okay, how can we still be there for our kids? Because we didn't want to just say, okay, we're closing up shop until this ends, because first of all, who knows when that will be. But also, even if it is over by the summer, we can't just tell our kids, hey, hold on. So we've done a couple things. So the ball drive that you mentioned, Mo, we just had that last Saturday, and it was awesome. We collected over, I think, 200 new balls. We got cleats. We got shin guards. We got a soccer net. And so that's something that we're just working on right now, pushing that back into low-income communities so that these kids have a ball and are motivated to go outside and play.
Well, let's clarify that, because part of your guys' nonprofit is providing the gear. Like, you're providing balls. Like, you're not saying, hey, after school, we're just going to set up a time on the field where you guys can go play. We're giving you a ball too, so that you can take this home with you. You can do it at the house. You can do it at the park with some other friends later on, but you're giving them, because usually, like, I know when I grew up at practice, I mean, we had balls, but you go to practice, you play, and then you're leaving, but those balls are at the gym. Those balls stay on the field. Those balls stay with the coach. They're not coming home with the kids so that they can try and, work on their practice at home. And especially these days when you have so much time at home that you could be playing outdoors, like, that's just like the perfect solution. So it's great that the drive is able to do that.
Right. And that was when we were kind of thinking, okay, how do we still engage the kids? That was the number one thing. Okay, they're not going to be at school, so how do we get them the equipment? So what we came up with, we call it the Ball and a Plan program. And so that kicks off in January. And every kid that's enrolled, we're actually doing 3 seasons. So soccer, football, and basketball. We're starting with soccer because that season actually got cut short because of COVID. So we're starting there. And every kid that's enrolled is going to get their own soccer ball. And then we got an awesome coach, Coach Hugo, shout out to him. He did all of our virtual training. So the kids will get to go online every week and learn some soccer skills and then have the ball in their hand. Nice. So that they can go work on their own, go work with their parents. We really do try to get parents and family members, siblings involved, because anything we can do to get people, and I'm saying people, kids, but people too, active right now, the better. So yeah, it's been a lot to take on, but we're so excited for this to kick off and to see these kids' faces when they get their brand new soccer ball. It's going to be all worth it.
That's amazing. Nice. I love it.
And you guys had a lights player show up for your ball drive too, correct? Or did he not?
No, they didn't. But you know what the lights actually did for us for that? They actually donated 2 tickets to every donor that showed up.
Nice.
So,
very nice.
Isn't that awesome?
We love our lights. We love our lights.
We do love our lights. Yeah.
They're amazing. And I'm gonna scoot over here.
I see somebody. The thing is moving. It looks like Devonte's coming in, making his entrance.
Making a grand entrance.
Making a grand entrance. I love it. Hey, what's up, Devonte? What's going on?
How's it going? What's up?
How are you?
Hey,
girl chat sport.
What's good?
We're so honored to have you on. And as Annalise was explaining, this is such an important foundation that we need in this community. And you guys have done in just a span of 2 years, amazing work involving over a dozen schools that you guys are contracted with right now. Tell me how your passion is for this. Like, what's the end game, and what do you see the future of this going to all the schools in the district, or what do you guys have as far as a good goal set for this program?
Man, I love this question. It just hits right up my alley. No. Yeah, because I say that because I'm like, we do a lot of disc assessments and stuff like that. So we're always trying to see how we can get better and everything like that. And I'm just like the go person. I'm the battery. I'm like, let's go. I dream huge. You know what I'm saying? I never try to dream small. So when we say how far do we want to go? Well, our goal is to impact 100,000 students every single day through our program throughout the nation. Nice. So looking here in Las Vegas, CCSD is the 5th largest school district in the nation. Right. We're looking at it's like over 135 Title I elementary schools in Las Vegas alone. Wow. So when we're talking about how many schools we want to truly impact, it's really just, there's a lot of schools that we can really go for. I would say our goal for this next year is to get around 32 schools with our actual school sports solution program. So it's kind of just taking it step by step. That's just how we've been doing it. And we're very fortunate now to be able to like collaborate a lot more with other people. So we got a lot of things in the work to be able to hit a lot more schools as the years kind of go by. Now it's kind of getting a little bit better with that. But at first it was just like boots to the ground, kind of just trying to get those contacts with the schools.
Nice.
Right.
Very nice.
Well, and
That's
right
excellent.
now, since most of the schools are from home, so you're doing the virtual training that's allowed the kids to kind of do the participation and get kind of active. Now, if and when schools reopen, now does that, I don't know how numbers were affected when they closed down as far as what schools are working with the program, or what you've been in touch with as far as if schools do open up. I know today CCSD had an announcement that they were going to be looking and trying to make a decision sometime in mid-January on if there would be an opening in February. And how would that impact the kids? Is the program usually an after-school thing? Is this something that's kind of shared along with maybe like a safe key? Or how do these kids, get to be able to find the programs and work within the programs and stuff?
Yeah, so we partner with the elementary schools, and you kind of told them my backstory, like as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so when we first started, like I kind of saw the need, like, yeah, our school had Safe Key and everything, and that's an amazing program. But a lot of the things that I was seeing is these students didn't have the sports opportunities as well, and like structured, and like having like coaches there, because that really meant a lot for me in my life growing up. It was having a coach to really be like, look, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And then so that's kind of why I was like, yo, we got to provide that opportunity, because a lot of these kids, we found out from my school. And then I reached out to a few schools nearby, and they didn't have anything either. And I was like, oh, we got to go. We got to go now, So that's kind of how it's been growing. But to answer your question, this year, we made the decision back in, I would say like May, like a hard decision, like, hey, we're going to do this ball and plan program for the full year. So it doesn't matter if the kids come back to school. It's not, we're not going to rush into it and start a league and start normal operations again, because it is a pandemic, and we do want to make sure like the students are safe, number one, so us being able to pivot and truly take all the lessons, the social emotional lessons, the character development, the sports skills instruction, like all that stuff, and put it into a virtual format was like huge, because no matter what, they're still going to get the huge lessons that we want them to get. And then with the ball and plan program, they actually get a physical, they get a physical ball inside their hand. So now they can actually stay there, and solve that need of just not having the equipment.
Nice.
That's amazing, man.
That is great.
Well,
so who's facilitating these, like any of the virtual, sorry, Belle, who's facilitating any of the virtual, like training sessions and classes that you guys are providing for the kids? I know you mentioned the one for the soccer player, but for football and then say basketball, who's running the clinics if they're going to be doing that?
Yeah, well, for the other sports, we're still getting those people put into place. So yeah, we have Coach Hugo for soccer. We actually, for one of our character workshops for the soccer portion, we have the UNLV women's soccer team they're getting on to talk with the kids. We of course have Coach Woodson getting on to give them some of the social emotional lessons. So he'll be doing that.
We have UNLV soccer team for soccer, and then also the Las Vegas Lights with Tommy Olsen. So he's going to be actually coming in. Yeah, shout out to him. So he's going to be
Mayor Cashman.
Mayor Cashman showing up.
Yeah. So and then with football and basketball, I have a lot of connections. So it's just really finding the right person to do it, because they are doing like on the camera kind of thing. So it's like making that transition. So yeah.
Well, if you want to shout out the candidate race of what kind of candidates you're looking for, we may have listeners that may refer
they might have
you. Is there any candidates? Like,
if you guys know any, basketball coaches, football coaches. I already have a football coach in mind, but if you guys know anybody, just, that are good with kids and just a staple in the community, that's kind of who we like to attract to bring in front of the kids. It's all about the exposure for us. That's why we do our character workshops. It's literally for the exposure, to bring that into their environment, to see something else so they can know what to shoot for, and that's very huge for us.
Well, and let's bring it back to not just the sports aspects. I know I played sports growing up, and yeah, we know it keeps you in shape. And know it gives you something to do. It keeps you out of trouble. Oh, I played basketball and softball. Softball, we won't get into, but yeah, just in high school, I was going to be a Husky since I was like a kid, and I wasn't playing D1 sports.
Oh no! I gotta go. No.
Uh-oh.
Go Cougs!
Oh
Yes.
my God, that is so funny.
The connection's falling. I don't know what's going on. But hang on, real quick, because I noticed on your guys' website it said Nevada and Washington, and I was like, wait, why did you say Washington? I go, I got to know more. So tell us about who are you? You went to school obviously at Wazoo, or are you guys from Washington too, or?
Yeah, Wazoo alum over here, and then I was actually raised in Vancouver. So
in Canada or Washington?
In Washington, in Washington. Yeah, so that's kind of where I just grew up, and that's why we expanded it there too. So
perfect. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
ASU.
I'm a Sun Devil. ASU. You're coming for Arizona.
Good, you got to. Well, at least we're in a Pac12 family here,
right? Exactly.
So, we can settle for that.
I actually had my Washington shirt on because I'm so mad that we got jinxed out of the Pac12 Championship because of COVID. It just made me mad. We're supposed to be and we're not. And then we didn't have an Apple Cup this year.
Like an Apple Cup, yeah.
It's been so much. But what I wanted to talk about was, we always know, but we always hear about adults and how to take care of your mental health and how adults need to take care of mental health, especially during a pandemic like this. We don't really notice, and I know that's been discussed about like suicide rates with kids out here in Las Vegas due to the pandemic and the mental health aspect. So what is it that you're also, I know that's part of your, the program with you guys is not only addressing like sports and education, but your mental health aspect. So kind of touch on what you maybe have heard or seen so far just from kids or from the people in the community as far as trying to get the kids their mental health and being able to kind of like, nourish that and be able to have them get through this okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say again, I mean, one of the biggest points is they're stuck at home. And for a lot of kids, that might not be the greatest environment always. It's not always the safest environment. And even if it's not an unsafe environment, they're also seeing the stress that their parents are maybe going through. We've seen so many people lose their jobs, especially in a city like Las Vegas, where, it's so industry driven and that's been, cut in half. So one of the big things that we're trying to do with our social emotional lessons, which there's a whole separate day dedicated to those lessons, is teach the kids things like dealing with stress, deep breathing, just things that will help them if they're in an environment that is maybe a little rocky or could be causing them some sort of trauma, so it's just giving them very simple steps that they can take at home, that they can do by themselves. And again, that's something that Devonte is leading with the kids. And I think that is by and large one of the most important things we do, because when are you really taught that? And that was something else we were seeing. We're like, we both played sports growing up, and I feel like some of the lessons that stuck with us the most came from when we were playing sports and working with other kids, and it also became an outlet to let go of some stress and let go of some anxiety. So for us, that was kind of like a crucial piece that we needed to add into the program. And then, like you said, during COVID, it's needed more than ever before. So, yeah.
Well, maybe you guys will do a yoga element into that program. Get the kids yoga.
I would love that. We love yoga.
I like yoga too. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a good.
That would be a great relaxation, meditation. Just giving kids the little small practices that they don't know about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Being able to just slow it down for a second.
Right. Right. Block out the noise.
And to block out the noise, right? Like turn off the TV for a little, put down the games and just like really be mindful and quiet. you know, that's a hard thing. And something, again, it's like not just kids, but adults need that. So if we can teach kids maybe at a younger age to start making that part of their daily habits, then hopefully when they're older, that'll be something they'll remember and, you know, they'll still use.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah. Well, and I think also what's important to know too is, like, I used to work for Child Protective Services. I don't anymore. I work for another part of the county now. But at that, what people don't realize too is that going to school and going to practice or whatever, that gave those kids an outlet to report any kind of abuse or trauma they were experiencing. It's different to do that in person with your teacher, or them notice something like a bruise or a mark on you in person versus via a webcam. I mean, you know, some people don't have their cameras on. You never know. I mean, and I've talked with friends that are teachers and friends that still work within CPS. And although some of the reports are still coming in, you got to be able to let those kids know that there's still an avenue to be able to try and reach out to somebody to get help, because you know, now you are stuck at home. No, yeah, your parents are stressed. They might have lost their job, or your grandmother or whoever your caregiver is could be stressed, and you don't know how that's affecting their in-home life. We don't know how it's affecting. We're already dealing with, like you said, the Title I schools and the at-risk youth. So we know our population's a little bit different there and what they're facing at home, and being able to have an outlet where you can do something and report something and have a safe environment to do so. So I encourage that as well. But yeah, oh gosh. But speaking a little bit on those lines, I kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on the coach from Georgia who had put hands on his 9-year-old football player.
Man, I saw it. Did you see that? Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, that is like the opposite of everything that we stand for in our program. So all of our coaches, they go through a GYSA training, and they're required to go through it. But we always say first and foremost that we're development based. So outside of wins and losses at the end of the year, it's all about the kids' development. And so it's been something we've really been pushing, and it is something you kind of have to work on people with, because I do think that environment has become such a prominent thing in youth sports, to just be the best, to just win. And so that's something we really work with our coaches on, is like, these kids are here to get access to this sport and to use this sport to improve their lives in all these different ways. And if they lose every game of the season, then you better teach them, you know, why that's an important lesson, and show them that it's okay, but now you have to work harder and you come back next year and try. But to get angry, I mean, that video, watching that was just like,
well, tempers flare. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You got COVID crazy.
Yeah, COVID crazy. But it happens though. We just so happened to catch that on camera. You know, I think it just got blown up because it was caught on camera. But there's a lot of things that kind of go on like that. And it's because so many people take the way they were coached and they immediately start coaching the same exact way, not knowing that might not even be the best way to actually coach a child, right? So what I like to say is, like, we always like to have the end in mind. You know, with our full program, she just glossed over the coach training. It's week training. It's a full 2-hour curriculum that we're like fully diving in deep with, like intrinsic motivation, goal setting. Like, we really dive deep with them, because we got to kind of scoop out all the old stuff that they've been ingrained to coach with, and we implement actual strategies, research back, proven things that actually work to have the goal in mind. And our goal is, like she said, is development. We want these children at the end of the day to want to keep playing. Like, we want them to keep playing sports. Like, they're not coming in 3rd to 5th grade and think they're going to be a professional athlete. They might think so, like that might be their goal, which is great. But our goal for them is to just develop the mentality of, like, every single day, I need to get better. It doesn't matter if I win or lose. That is like that's a whole nother aspect of it. We want you to focus on getting better. You can go undefeated, but did you get better? You can lose every single game in a whole season, but did you get better? You know, because when they leave our program, we want them to keep playing from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, because that's the whole that's our whole mission. It's that lifelong attraction to fitness, staying active, playing sports. If you go to college and play, great. That's awesome, right? Or I'm glad we were able to help you with that. But we want you to be 30 plus years old, still playing recreational, having a great time, and teaching your kids the same thing. Because that's for the betterment of sports in general. You know, that whole mindset of like playing because you love to play.
Yeah. And to add to that, something that we've seen, like a trend that we've seen, is that more and more kids are quitting sports early. So it's like, I think the age that kids are quitting is like 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's becoming a more common thing. And again, I think it's because there's so much emphasis put around this, like, you got to win, you got to be the best. And the kids burn out by age 12. I mean, like that to me is just insane. It's like Devonte said, I mean, we can still play sports today and enjoy it. For a kid to burn out at 12, that's not okay.
And here's the deal. Everybody wants to win. Like, I'm a competitive person. So is Mo. I mean, we all want to win, but it's about how you deal with loss. Now, for me, I just shut down for a second. Like, when my Seahawks lose, I got to take a minute and breathe and just turn my phone off for a little while. But I mean, I think but these kids don't know how to deal with loss. They're dealing with people yelling at them, putting hands on them. I mean, I know it's out there where that's readily seen with coaches and players. It didn't happen where I was playing or my brother. You know, we didn't see that. It was always verbal. You got yelled at all the time. You were cussed at, but there was never like putting hands on you. And I think that's what I took from that video was like, I think what made me more mad was the mom didn't want to press charges. Like, you just put hands on my son and you're not even gonna like press charges. And two, the coach actually said that he shouldn't have disciplined him in public and he should have just waited to do it when they got back to like.
I didn't even hear that part. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was just like, wait, it wasn't so much about like, I'm sorry, I don't want to make excuses for it. And I get that. You can't make excuses for what just happened. It happened. But the fact that you went and added on to make it even worse, saying I should have done it in public, like,
yeah.
So you're saying you do it all the time, basically, and next time you're just going to do it when there's no cameras around.
Right.
Well, obviously, it happens all the time. If the mom's not willing to press charges, you know, it seems like it's a culture thing, you know.
Or she could be scared of him, too.
That, or the fact that, you know, you want your son to play, or it's this elitist group. You know, you have these bluebirds of a like football team of moms and that kind of thing. And it could be a clique thing and pressure with that. I mean, there's a lot of variables to it. Totally unnecessarily for this guy to do. Those Bobby Knight days are somewhat over, but you hate to see it, you know, and for someone to physically put their hands on someone, it's just a kind of a crossing the line thing. So hopefully something comes out of that. But I'm sure in a lot of towns where it is very sports or driven, where that is the industry, if you will, you probably see a lot of cases like that. And that's just crazy. It's very insane. What's up, Rashad? What's up,
hey,
Goose?
Rashad. We love you.
Goose?
What's up, Goose? Yeah, and I just, like I said, I thought that was insane. One thing else I want to talk to you guys about, I noticed on your page, you actually did some work with Raider Cody's podcast in the Raider Nation. So we'll tie it back into here. Mo's Raider fan. Vegas is a Raider town now. Looks like you're a Raider fan as well. So tell us about how you guys got involved and maybe what you may hope for in the future with working with the Raiders here.
Yeah, shout out to Raider Cody. Shout out to Kenny King.
And all of Raider Nation. Yeah.
We were just on with them last week, so that was amazing too. But yeah, shout out to all of them. They're amazing. You know, they're definitely amazing. For just I talked to Raider Cody this last summer. He gave me a call and was just inquiring about the program. They were looking for just a way to kind of give back, and they wanted to incorporate sports and children. And it just so happened, you know, they called us and we were like, yeah, this would be amazing, you know. And shout out to all the Raider fans. They raised like, what was it, 20,000, right? Yeah, 20,000 and what, less than 2 months or something like that. Yeah. It was crazy.
And I just want to say they like stepped up because originally the goal was to raise, I think, 2,500 or something like that. And so he's like, okay, well, and then
45. It was 45.
Okay, 45. Yeah. Okay, and so, and then Cody was like, well, let's just put it at 5,000. We'll see what happens. You know, if we don't raise it, okay, you know, whatever we can get. And so we're like, yeah, that's great. So it was like within the first several weeks, they hit 5,000. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to try and hit for 10. Yeah. And I mean, I will just say, like, Raider Nation just stepped up and stepped up and stepped up and got us to $20,000. And we were able to again take that and put it back into our kids, which is just the most amazing.
That's a lot of balls.
And the thing of it is Raider Nation as fans, and I'm diehard Raider Nation ever since I was a child. We will always be loyal to anything that's related to silver and black, anything community related, anything that's definitely going to be something that has that Raider name attached to it. So that's a great idea that you started up. And yeah, big ups to Raider Cody. I follow him on Twitter. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Oh yeah,
and talk Raiders.
Yeah,
I gotta do it. I gotta do it on a day when Mel's not here because she gets a little jealous that we're not talking Seahawks talk. I need a day where we have to do just Raiders. So I'm gonna plan that one day when she's MIA for a second. But yeah, that's awesome. And you know, we've met Mark Davis. I've engaged with him a couple times. He's very, very approachable and very, very kind. And it just seems like it's that type of organization that has attached itself to Las Vegas. And everything that it encompasses, the good, the bad, the ugly. They don't care. They're here. It's Vegas. So yeah, keep it up. It's great to see that.
Love from the Raiders. You know, we actually brought, what was it, like around 60 of our kids from the program.
Very nice.
Almost a month ago, they did a live stream with some kids with they got to meet Jason Witten and also alumni with Jay Schroeder, right? Yeah. It was a live experience with the kids over Zoom. It was amazing. They went over like different plays and everything. And like I said before, it's all about the exposure for us. You know, we want the kids' eyes to just like open up and just be like, wow, I can really do this. I'm talking to an NFL player. So anything like that, we're all for it. You know, that exposure is huge for us. You know,
yeah,
just
that's great.
Into that environment.
It's really great.
Hopefully that can continue for you guys to continue to work with the organization too as they're out here. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought of incorporating any baseball or getting with any of the Aviators or any of the local baseball teams that play, like, you know, kind of like, you know, the amateur little leagues, to incorporate that into your program as well?
So right now we just do the 3 sports, and to be honest, when we
I know it's a lot to pile on, because then I was going to say, what about boxing? What about this? What about gymnastics? What about all these things? But I think in due time, you know what I mean?
Mama was selling you out there. She's like, so we've got this group, and they're going to do.
Well, I think it's just, this is totally amazing, and it's just something I hadn't been aware of until now. So I'm just enthralled with everything that you guys are doing, and it's just bringing excitement and joy to me, because it's like, okay, we need these things. And so I know your future goal. I know what you're wanting to reach, but is there any chance that you would get into any other sports type activities as it grows in fruition?
I think we will. So like when I kind of hinted at it before in the beginning, when I first was going, that I was saying that it's kind of getting to a point where it's easier to collaborate with other people that are doing things in the community. So I'll put it like that. I have been asked, we've been asked a lot, like baseball. The thing that immediately comes to my head when I think about baseball is the equipment cost.
Yeah.
If we're growing to 32 schools, you got to think we got to get baseball, like actual bats,
all of that. Yeah.
You know,
As
far as equipment, I mean, not the equipment, but the field, that's done. Like that's not too hard. But we definitely want to do more sports, because it's all about the opportunities. You know, we want to, like, our goal is to just get kids to be more active in general, right? So the more opportunities that they have, the better off we are, you know. So we tried a lot in the beginning. Like, that was one of our mistakes when we were first starting. So everyone watching this, and you're starting your own business, organization, whatever, like, have a singular focus at first, right? And really execute that. But me, like, it was me. I was like, yo, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this.
Well, that makes sense because it's like a restaurant. If you open a restaurant, you put this full-length menu on here. You're not really good at making everything on the menu. You've got to condense it to what you know and stick to it and make that work. So it makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just now it's kind of getting to the point where, you know, we got some things in the works. So it's not a full no, but it's more so like once the opportunities present themselves, then I think it'll be really easy to implement.
Well, and I think you made a good point. I mean, obviously, we know baseball is a little bit harder as far as with all the equipment. Plus, you've already kind of covered a season for each sport. So it actually gives these kids the opportunity to at least try out each one to see how they like it. I know for me, I hated soccer. There's no way I wanted anyone kicking my shins, whether I had guards on or not. Like, that was just not okay, you know? So I think for every kid, they find something they like, and then they can use that and help grow and develop those fundamentals and learn from the programs and try and develop their skills and go on to into middle school or high school and play like that. But it gives them a shot, at least to try.
Exactly.
You know, most of these kids they just need the opportunity. Some kids were never raised to know what soccer was. Some kids don't even know what sports are, depending on the household you were raised in. You know, and that's something that, you know, I know me and Mo started a sports podcast because there aren't a lot of women that knew that it was okay to talk about sports or love sports, and knew other women out there were loving sports, because I grew up in a sports household, so I do nothing less. But then I had friends that were like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's football Sunday. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's what we do. Like, what are you talking about?
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So we appreciate you guys being here. I don't know if you guys wanted to hang out and talk a little sports with us. You're more than welcome to, or you're welcome to, you know, attend to other things if you haven't.
And you guys have a little one. So you have, you have how old is the little one?
2 years old.
Yeah. 2 years old. Okay.
That's an interesting story too.
Actually, when we were starting our first official season, so after the pilot programming, so I was due to have, his name's Desmond. I was due to have him in November of 2018, and he decided to come in August of 2018.
Oh wow!
3 months early.
He was kicking ready to go.
Ready.
He was 1 pound 9 ounces, and I was in Arizona when I had him. So, and we had started a program in Las Vegas. So there was a lot of traveling back and forth between, and a lot going on, a lot of stress, but we pushed through, and now he's 2, and you'd never know that he had a rough start, and the program is in 21 schools. So, I mean, it was a crazy beginning, but we got here. And we're grateful every day.
God bless little Desmond. 1 pound. I mean, that's super preemie. So for him to be in the hospital,
he was tiny. And he fought through a lot, and we got to the point of asking ourselves, like, do I just come to Arizona, or do I stay and build the program and really kind of get it going? And we chose this, so I would like travel to Phoenix every weekend. So like Monday to Friday, I was running the program, I was teaching as well. And then I would drive up to Phoenix, and then I'd come back Sunday morning so I can get here and actually have time to just settle down. So I did that from August to December of 2018. And then, then the programs, if you knew it back then, it was crazy. It was such a blur. Like one of our board members, Steph, shout out to Steph and Ronell Elementary, but she was like, man, everything was so crazy with the program. I was like, what's up with these guys? We had a lot of battle wounds, but she was like, but knowing what was actually going on, she was like, you guys really like pulled it together, So after they came and we got a chance to sit down and be like, okay, let's get it all done. That's when it's really like the SEL lessons, the curriculum, like the coach training. That's when everything started really kicking and everything like that. But I'll never forget it. It's like our first big program year, and then Desmond was born. It was crazy. It was great.
It's awesome. That's
well,
awesome.
Our viewers are definitely
they're all tapping in. God bless you. They're loving it. They're loving the story. And such a miracle baby who's active. We kind of heard him a little bit in the background. So so he's around. But we want to thank you guys so much for coming on. And where can everybody find you as far as your social media page, website, telephone number to reach out?
Definitely. So you can follow us on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's Greater Youth Sports. So if you just type Greater Youth Sports in there, then it'll pull us up. You can go to our website, greateryouthsportsnv.org, and come holler at us. We definitely always take a lot of volunteers now. All these balls that we collected, we're giving them out. So if you guys want to come help pump some balls out, give them out to the community, definitely hit us up, get on our email list, and we'd love to have you. I appreciate you guys for this. This is awesome. Yeah. I've been watching you guys on Twitter for a while now, since the summer.
Oh, really?
I've been in there liking it, like little videos.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I love the platform you guys have. Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Yes.
So, and just to clarify, the website is where people can go if they want to sign up for programs or get more information or become a volunteer or even to donate, I'm assuming too?
Yes, yeah. all of the above. All of the above, just right there on our website. So you can donate there. You can find out about our programs, actually download like a digital brochure and really see the numbers behind what we're actually doing and everything. So yeah, greateryouthsportsnv.org.
We're going to put the website up once you're done.
We'll put it up, We'll tag it and everything too. But we, for anyone that's still watching or that's listening later on, make sure you share this. This is a very important message. I think that anybody, whether you like watching sports or not, I think this is a very important message for anyone that has children or watches over children or can help give back to the community. Because I know sometimes right now it's tough for some families that, they've lost jobs, lost income. But for those that have the ability to help, I mean, this is a great cause. And what more is better than, donating a kid a toy that plays inside the house versus giving them a ball they can go play with outside and learn some new, programming and getting their heads straight.
New sports, just introduction to new sports, teaching them discipline, teaching them love of themselves, teaching them how to be physically fit and stay healthy. It's all of those things. And that's what we need in this current climate that we have right now. So kudos to you guys. You guys are super young doing this. I need to just preface that. I don't want to disclose ages, but I know you guys are babies. And the fact that you have the energy and the drive and the determination to make this happen at such a young age
and with a
phenomenal. Baby. With a 2-year-old. I bow down to you guys all day on that. So thank you so much. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. You guys have been amazing. Raider Nation in the house. I got another love of fans, and we definitely will be in touch with you guys.
Go Dogs.
I tried to sneak it in there.
She tried to throw that dogs in there. I saw what she's doing. So we're not going to say you got a Coug Dip moment because we usually dedicate flubs of football last season to Coug Dip moments.
You know how the Cougars do it. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
We really do appreciate you. You definitely can sign us up. We'll definitely sign up to try and help volunteer and do what we can to assist and pump balls or help get them out or get the word out. We'll definitely share this across all of our platforms as well. But we thank you, and we'll definitely have to get you on maybe once things get back into a flow with school and kids and things going on again.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, we can do a live podcast on one of our events. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, if we get a notice next time, definitely give us a heads up for sure. We're there.
Yeah. Definitely.
I appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna go get my beanie now. I'm gonna go buy my beanie because I'm loving the beanie.
Yes, please, thank you. We appreciate it, and we definitely will be making a donation in the name of Girl Chat Sports to your organization as well. Okay.
Thank you.
We appreciate
you.
They all on our Instagram. You can check out the colors that we offer on Instagram and then stuff. But thanks again, you guys. We appreciate you. Have a great night. Hugs and kisses to Desmond.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you guys soon.
Definitely.
All right, you guys.
Bye. Take care, you guys. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
I mean, come on.
Look at the young age and the tenacity that they have and the energy they have and the
when I was their age,
behind this. I wasn't thinking about that kind of stuff. No one's head was at that. I mean, and not even with a kid. I mean, we still don't have children, but at the same time, like to have this all, cranked out, it's amazing. It's incredible.
It was an incredible story. Incredible story. Rashad, we got one for you.
Yeah, we got you. We got everybody
let me
on
know
the
what kind of
beanies.
color. Yes.
We're having a holiday special. If I have to reiterate this, it's $15 right now for the hat, for the Scullies. So
holiday special.
Yeah, Mel. Holiday special.
I'm with you.
Don't say it any more of a lower price. We're going $15 for holiday special. So that's what it is. And cop you a beanie. So I can say, keep that head warm, keep the dome warm.
Listen, because especially these days, it's like yesterday was freezing, today was okay, but once it hit 5 and the sun went down, I was cold.
Yeah, it was a little chill. It's the wind chill factor usually makes it super cold out here, but 45 degrees today when I left the house. It was like, oh, it's nice out. I can walk. I can do these. I can do my things. Cool.
Yes.
Yep. So great show with great sports. Man. Just tapping into Mo and Mel Girl Chat Sports.
If you're just tapping in, you definitely need to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, and definitely watch it on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, catch this. That was a great episode.
It really was.
Another great episode.
And for those of you that like to coach or enjoy coaching, they are looking for, I think, football and basketball people that maybe can help out.
They are.
I'm assuming too, like once kind of COVID dies down some and that people are back in school and they're actively, I couldn't imagine being a coach and doing it for 32 schools. Like you've got to have a couple, I would assume, or have a few that are on board to help out. But anyway, neither here nor there. Before we get into picks, I just want to touch up on a couple of things. The Monday Night Football game. Did you watch it or were you at working?
I was at work. It was the highest scoring game. It was probably a very good game. I watched to the fourth quarter. I saw the end. I saw when
and that was the best. That was, the fourth
and that
quarter
was the best part
ridiculous.
because it was a field goal kick again to end it all of field goal kicks because Ravens got possession of the ball.
Well, and Lamar Jackson gets injured, has cramps, leaves.
He comes back. He didn't pull a Paul Pierce, he says, and he came back and saved the day. And this is the thing. I think everybody that did on the pick'ems was expecting the Brownies, myself included, and I cannot do this to myself. I need to take Wesley Snipes' advice from Passenger 57 and say bet on black because Lamar Jackson and his run game did that.
But Lamar isn't always. Lamar has been up and down.
He's not.
Listen,
this
here's
is Baker Mayfield we're talking about.
You got to cut the Browns some slack. They played an amazing game against.
That was probably
the
best game that the Browns have ever played. That just seeing that lasted a few minutes. But I have to ask: is Baker Mayfield? I'm still not a fan of his. Is he better than Big Ben in the AFC?
I think he could be. But I don't think he is right now.
He currently? Is he better than Pat Mahomes? No. Is he better than Lamar Jackson?
But see, he also has more weapons than Pat. He also has less weapons than Pat. What if Pat Mahomes didn't have those weapons? What if Pat Mahomes?
Well, if he went to Jacksonville, if he didn't have those weapons, he wouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying. So
his weapons are good. But that's the same thing for Baker Mayfield. Like I said, that same argument. His line is getting him where he needs to be.
But
he's making contact.
He got Jarvis Landry and the people's guy. Like he's decent. The rookie they got. But other than that, he doesn't have like this all-star
out there too. And then he had OBJ, but OBJ went down. So take it for what the scraps he has. I say this is the best game Baker's ever played. It doesn't make me a fan of his.
Yeah,
it doesn't make me a fan of his. I still don't care for him. But this was an absolute game. I had picked the Browns to win.
I'm still a fan.
And and my gut was telling me the night before, I was like, I have a sneaky suspicion that the Ravens are going to win this game. I just knew it in my gut, and it did not go with it. So
I just knew it when I saw the backup quarterback go down, and I was like, he was playing like crap. The backup, I didn't even know who the backup was, to be honest. I was like, I didn't even know he was the backup for this team, and he wasn't playing good. And once he went down, I was like, you know what? I bet you Lamar comes running now, and he about to win this game for him. And sure enough, he came right out, scored a 44-yard touchdown, and got back in the game.
Yeah, I saw all of that. That was dope. And that's what it is. And that's Lamar Jackson. And again, we have to look at where we're at in this AFC divisional games. Everything is important now. So this is win or go home. So we should have known that the Ravens were not going to be slouches in this. I had picked it to be a low-scoring game. I didn't expect them to cover over 80 points. No one did. Like 40 and 4. Like,
and then it was crazy. Like a ticket buster too, because
because the over and under was way, you know what I mean? Like if you took the over, then you got it. But it was still, the line was crazy.
Yeah.
No one was expecting that.
It's just wild.
It's about tit for tat. It is wild.
Well, and then speaking of the Steelers, they lost their second in a row. So
they're probably going to win the third one too. They're broken. I keep saying this, but they're going to go to a divisional matchups. You know, they're going to go postseason, but they're not. I don't see them going anywhere. It's just too bad.
Yeah, I don't know. But my Seahawks did blow away the Jets, which I know it's just the Jets.
No, but it needed to happen.
It did. We needed that morale boost because we got to go on the road. And we got to play the Redskins in Washington this coming weekend. That's a big challenge. Chase Young is no joke. This guy got a touchdown last weekend against the 49ers.
They're the truth. Washington is nice. But you got Rashad Penny coming back. Hello.
We haven't had Rashad Penny for a whole year. I know.
And he's one of your best running backs that you have. So with Chris Carson,
we haven't seen him play.
No, his practice, he looked nice. Did you see him today's practice? Why are you not tapping in on your Seahawks, honey? Tap in on your Seahawks, honey.
It's Wednesday. I'm working. I got show prep.
Oh, yeah. I got you. But I would have thought you would have got the alert on your phone, like everybody else that follows their team about player alerts.
No, I do.
That Rashad Penny's practice was really good.
Well,
so he's got him and he's got Chris Carson out there and, Carlos Hyde you got out there. Too. So you got your runners.
Well, I didn't get that alert. I got the alert that Olsen was getting back to practice.
Yeah, Greg Olsen's supposed to be coming back too. But Rashad, if he plays Sunday, hey, we're doing our pick.
Listen, I'm picking here's the deal. Chris Carson did amazing last weekend first. We don't.
Right.
It's not like, we don't have like a three-headed horseman. So.
You sure did.
But like I had put on Facebook, I was like, the Jets are kind of like that confidence booster you need. Like when you just break up with your guy, your girlfriend, like you need that confidence booster just to make you feel good again. Make sure that you still looking good. You can still attract.
I don't know if I want the Jets to be my confidence booster. I say it's a side piece that's ready and able to help you out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it gives you that validation. It gives you a little confidence. I'm not saying it's something you want to tie down to, but it gives you a confidence boost, knows that you still got it, and then you move on. Like that's what us Seahawks fans needed. We needed that little boost that says, okay, things are still working. The season's not over. We're going to be okay. Just got to keep on pushing. The thing is that we are the #1 team with the highest miles traveling this year. Like we've been to.
Oh, welcome to Raider Nation because we were last season.
That's because you were going to Mexico too.
And but I'm saying that I'm like, welcome to Raider Nation because we were in that same thing, but we just weren't winning. You guys at least are winning.
I don't know, but we've got Washington this weekend. That's going to be an interesting one. It sounds like Breeze could be playing again this weekend because they need him, I think. I mean, they're in the playoffs, but don't you want that top seed, or are you willing to sacrifice something happening to your top quarterback?
I mean, you might as well keep going on with Taylor and then rest Drew Brees for the postseason because you know it's going to happen.
Isn't it Tatum Hill?
Yeah. Tatum, something like that. It's a T.
Yeah.
It's a T. We know it's a T.
Bougie white name. I don't know. It's like Taysom.
I don't know.
Here's one thing that I found when I was going through different alerts and stuff. The Lions offensive linebacker, Frank Ragnow, he played, and I've never heard of this, through a fractured throat the entire game.
How does that work?
How do you get a fractured throat?
I don't know.
I mean, that could turn the other way, but I'm just like, I've never heard of anyone have a fractured throat. Thank you, Heather. Taysom. See, this is like
Taysom. Yeah, it's Taysom. Yeah.
Taysom.
It's a different name. It's different. That could go either way. So fractured throat situation. I don't know. I guess it exists. I mean,
I've never even heard of that injury, let alone on a person who's playing through a whole.
Did he injure it on the field, or was this an injury personally?
He injured it on the field, but he played through the rest of the game with it. I don't know. Like I said, it was just one of those things that you're like, wait, say what? And I was like, injured throw, like I
feel like that kind of hazard has
like,
happened
do you
many
fracture
times
like
before, but maybe it's not.
Esophagus? Is there bones here or is it like your I don't like where do you fracture it here? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know, but I'm sure there's quite a few people out there that may have related to that in some kind of capacity.
Right. And a little bit of NBA. We all know that Giannis signed his mega max deal. I feel like every year from now on, there's going to be someone that has the biggest contract in the NBA. Like, I think every year it happens. So the fact that he has it now, he has the biggest contract in the NBA, it's just going to get beat out again next year and the season after. Because the way they inflate the payroll with these basketball teams is ridiculous. These guys are making buku money. Something you'll never see in football. So I don't know. I also found it funny when people, did you see all the memes about James Harden's body too?
I heard he came back a little festive and plump.
A little plump. They said he was looking like Kendrick Perkins. He was a little extra.
I can't with him right now, to be quite honest with you. And now now people are breaking stories about him being selfish, and it's all about James when he's with Houston and how he'd be late to the practice, and they'd have to wait on the flying flights, and he delayed games, and he'd do all this different stuff. And Russell tell D'Antoni start the film without him, and he's like, no, we gotta wait because I'd have to re-show it again. Stupid stuff. Is he leaving or not? That's what I want to know. And who's taking him?
Who wants him now? When you see those pictures of him looking like
we already knew who he was too, with him playing this selfish basketball thing. Yeah. I mean, the fact that he's festively plump now, I mean, he could still shoot possibly, but I'm just saying, who wants the problem?
Jumper having a little extra weight to kind of push off?
Who wants the problem though?
I don't know.
Who wants it? I wouldn't want it. Like, that's kind of.
I can't. And then how last weekend we were talking about the Ball brothers and how they were all playing in the NBA.
Well, poor guy got waived.
No longer. Your boy Leangelo is no longer a Piston. No. And Daddy went in on the Pistons organization.
Talked about the franchise.
We all knew that. Yeah. It was just too much. It was way too much.
It's the dad. It's LeVar. He's like the Joe Jackson of the basketball league. Of course, he was going to say something.
We knew it was going to happen.
We already knew he was going to say something.
All right, well, before we get to 15 picks, I just wanted to acknowledge our girl power moment. Of course, we all heard about the Stanford's women's basketball coach, Tara Van Derveer, who passed Pat Summitt for the most NCAA women's basketball wins. She had 1,099 wins.
Yeah, big ups to her.
Passing Pat Summitt is a huge.
It really is. That's quite a few. Somebody was going to do it. I mean, it was only a matter of time. We just didn't know it was coming in 2020, but here we are. You think with COVID and games being canceled and this kind of thing, still got wins.
That's how you do it. So last week I actually won 4-1 for the ones that we didn't choose the same. I actually picked the Cowboys and they won.
Yeah, that was a good pick. No, that was a good pick.
And the Washington, I
picked a lot of upsets.
And I picked Chicago.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
I feel good with myself about that one. So we'll get into this week. We got a Thursday game. We've got a Saturday games. We've got
two Saturday games.
Yes, it's big deal. So we've got a huge weekend of football. Thursday, we've got the Chargers here. I didn't know we had Thursday night football here. Big game.
Raiders.
Raiders. Yeah, I feel, they got to get.
I don't know. This is what I've been telling all of our top defenders. 4 of our starting defenders are out.
Again with COVID?
So just injuries. Jonathan Abrams out. Nick Murrow's out. Cleveland Farrell's out. David Arnett been out. So that's 4. That's 4 on your
Heather, your
defensive
team
line.
They get a win out here.
That's 4 out of your defense line. So with the Raiders, this is what you have to look at. Is offense going to win or is defense going to win? This could be an offensive great game for Derek Carr because let's be real, we need to win the next 3 games. Well, we need to win. We would love to win all 4, but we need to at least win 3 out of the 4. We got the Dolphins coming up. I know we got Ravens coming up. We got Broncos coming up. So out of these 4 that I mentioned, 3 of them we have to win. It's a must win. So we've got to do it tomorrow night with these Chargers and Derek Carr. I need everything, like gas. Like I need it all. And then Henry Ruggs is on the COVID list.
Right.
So we don't have our wide receiver, but we got Darren Waller. Still have Nelson Aguilar. So I think with us being at home, Raiders definitely have an advantage to do something. Because that Colts game, we looked nice at the beginning.
And then it slipped away.
It just went to Shinola at the end, which I expected because I picked the Colts. I already knew what was going down. So with us being the Chargers and the Chargers of being who they are, they're just coming off of a win. So I know they're feeling themselves.
Yeah.
So we will see what it's going to look like tomorrow night. I'm going to pick the Raiders, though. I'm going to go with my black and silver on that.
Okay. I was going to go with your Raiders after hearing the injury report. I don't know. Heather says there's injuries list on both sides. You know, I'm just a fan.
There's tons of injuries on both sides.
I'm just a fan of Justin Herbert. I really don't care about the Chargers. I just really like this kid, and I want him to do great. And I feel like they're already out the playoffs, I believe, too. So it's not like, you know, this is.
They don't necessarily have to win. So we're gunning for a wild card.
And you need to get in there. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
it's mighty Asian American of you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dang.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. Thank you. Very nice of you.
Saturday. So 1:30 Buffalo at Denver. I think we're gonna go with Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they need to.
That's a no-brainer. Drew Lock really against Josh Allen? I don't think so. Yeah.
Denver just had a 2020 season. We'll just put it that way. You know,
they're the Broncos. Ever since Peyton Manning left, we knew what it was going to be. So I will go with the Bills on this.
Okay. Carolina at Green Bay. Unfortunately, and Christian McCaffrey's not back this weekend either.
I'm rolling with Green Bay. Let's just see what Aaron Rodgers and company does.
Yeah, I got to do the same. Unfortunately, I don't see Carolina coming into Green Bay in the middle of the winter going to really pull out a win.
I mean,
stranger
things have happened.
So here's the dumpster fire. The San Francisco 49ers at Dallas. Now, they do say that Greg Kittles is supposed to be coming back. I don't know if it's this
George Kittles.
George Kittles, yeah. What did I say?
Greg, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Kittles and Skittles.
Same thing.
Same thing. Kittles and
but
they got Greg Olsen.
They lost Deebo Samuel too.
Who's else?
Deebo Samuel. They lost him this last week, and he got injured. So it's kind of give and take. The Niners still dealing with their continued issues and injuries, but Dallas is not great and not looking good. Even healthy Zeke can't win. So
I'm going with the 49ers.
I don't want to pick either one.
You got to pick something.
I mean, I'll pick Dallas just because the Niners are in my conference. So, you know.
Well, we knew that it was going to go that way anyway.
That's don't tell anybody.
So it's the best of both. So you got two haters that you're picking. You hate the Cowboys and you really hate the 49ers for picking the Cowboys. You're really hating the 49ers right now.
Well, and I really hate that they're my division. If it wasn't my division, then I'd probably just flip a coin, but they're my division, so I got to go against them. Seattle at Washington. I'm a little scared for this one. I'm not even going to lie, because we've already seen how our offensive line has collapsed numerous times this year with Russell Wilson. And
it's in Washington, right?
And it's in Washington. And the Washington defense has been pretty dang good.
Like I said, Rashad Penny's coming back. All it's about is him scrambling. If Russell Wilson can scramble,
but it ain't just about Rashad Penny. Like I get it. We're glad to have an extra head back there running the ball. But is DK? How phenomenal is DK going to be? Is Russell going to be on point? Did him or Sierra post anything this weekend? Maybe
I don't follow him, so I don't know.
I'm gonna have to check.
I really don't know. I don't follow him, sadly.
I'm gonna go with Seattle. I am a little hesitant. I just hope that our offensive line can actually come and play.
I'm rolling with Seattle too on this. As much as I like the Washington team and their defense has been really, really strong, I'm gonna pick Seattle in this because, like I said, we're in. I
was going to this year.
Well, this is the must win. Like we've said, like this is the must win thing that everybody's gunning for, win or go home. And I think Russell is going to.
When we want to get to the top of the NFC West, we don't want to be in the wild card.
Well, you don't want to be in a wild card. You don't. So it's
technically, everybody's a wild card. We don't be the wild card to get in. We want to already have won our conference, our division. And right now, I think we're still behind the Rams a game. So we need to win this and hope that the Rams can fold at some point. So, Bears at Vikings. Dan Bailey for the Vikings. I hope someone washed his cleats, his uniform, bleached it, whatever, because that guy missed 3 field goals, missed an extra point, like the worst day. I think the kickers in general had a terrible Sunday, but Bears at Vikings, I feel like both teams, the Bears won last week. I feel like the Vikings can have a chance this week. I feel like that was just a ridiculous showing, and to have to lose because your kicker is not on his game when it's the one thing they have to do. It's the only thing. Kick the ball.
I'm thinking Vikings too.
Okay. There's a full schedule for Sunday.
Even though Mitch Trubisky is back, I just don't see it with the Bears. He showed up and won because he came back. Yeah. So, yeah. But the Vikings, I think, are gunning for a thing. So,
New England at Miami. Miami did pretty good last weekend in two. Even though they didn't pull off a win, they did compete pretty hard. They seemed to at least give a little bit of a battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes had like 2 interceptions in like the first quarter, I think. But of course, he had that second half that propelled them into the win. But I'm going with Tua. I don't think, New England's out of it. They have nothing. This used to be a key matchup for New England because Miami was always like their breaking point that would always get them when they, kick them down a spot. But I feel like Miami's going to overdo it and get them.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Miami on this too. I think it's because they're at home and they're coming off of that loss from Kansas City. I'm sure there was many adjustments that needed to be made. And this is a broken New England team. They've had so many dysfunction and issues. Julian Edelman hasn't even played this whole season. I mean, it's just,
and missing the
bad.
Playoffs for the first time.
Right.
Like, how many years?
Forever. Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah. So it's going to be Miami for sure. I think winning that one.
And then we got Jacksonville at Baltimore. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that's going to be a Baltimore win there at home.
Yeah. Easily. Okay. Because we're not going with the Garner work, right? Like you're picking Ravens too. We're picking pretty much the same thing. Like my logic is right there with yours.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I know it's funny. I was watching the game this weekend with Gardner, and he grew out his hair. Like his hair was like down to here in his helmet, and I was like, gosh, Gardner.
Auditioning for the new role of what?
Aquaman,
Rockman, like Rockstar,
Nirvana, like
Rockstar.
The Bucks at Tampa. I'm sorry, the Bucks at Atlanta.
I was like, what? The Bucks at Tampa? What?
I'm done today.
Clearly. So I'm thinking possibly the Bucks on this for sure. Atlanta, it's been nice knowing you, but they're going for it.
Ryan. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there. I would, if I was Julio Jones, I'd be hot. Like trade me out. Get me out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But Tampa hasn't necessarily been dominating either. So I'm going to go with Atlanta just to give us a little spice. Plus, I got Julio on my fantasy football. We're now getting into playoff time. I really need to hope that.
Speaking of fantasy, I wanted to ask you too. When Josh Jacobs posted that he was not playing that day, did you change him out of your fantasy?
I did not. I kept him because I actually make last minute changes on Sunday morning at like 9:00. And I had seen everybody already talking about him posting, but he was already on the field practicing. So I kept him in. But I was hesitant Saturday, like, oh, shoot, what am I going to do? Josh,
yeah, that's the ultimate of all get backs for fantasy leaguers. I mean, what would he do?
Was hilarious.
So mean. It's hilarious, but mean at the same time. Because some people, their fantasy, they're writing money on this.
Major
like
money.
You didn't play, yeah. So like you really messing with people's money by your innocent joke, but you're like, I don't care about fantasy and stuff. And it's like, okay, well then don't talk about fantasy if you don't care about it. Don't worry about what these people are saying about them. You ruining their fantasy points. They're crazy.
Fantasy football community. So interesting. Funny. I mean, not many people have done that. So that was pretty interesting.
I thought it was cool though, but it's just crazy. It's so
we got the Lions in Tennessee, the Titans. I'm going to go with Titans. Derrick Henry, between Derrick Henry and the Rams defense, I won my Guys League game that I was supposed to lose. Just due simply to those two things. Mm-hmm. I'm rolling with it. Derrick Henry for president.
I've got him on my fantasy, so I've got to roll with it.
Rolling too? Okay. Texans at the Colts.
I'm going to go with my guy, I'm gonna roll with Phil Rivers on this. I'm gonna see what Phil Rivers can do.
Okay,
It's Phil Rivers. This is actually going to be a good game, and it's actually going to be one of those games because you got Deshaun Watson. They're all trying to gun for it. I don't know.
Do they still have a chance?
I think so. Maybe not. I don't know. I think they do. No.
I don't feel like they do.
What's their record? Aren't they 7-6 like us?
I don't think. I didn't know they had that much.
I thought they may. I don't know. Maybe not. Anybody still listening? Can chime in and let us know. Yeah. But I'll go with the Colts. I'm going to go with Phil Rivers. They're on a roll. They were looking really nice against our Raiders like that, and I think they'll do the same thing with the Texans.
Eagles at Arizona. So Jalen Hurts had his first win as a starter. They are pretty much going to be keeping him in it. It sounds like for the rest of the season, going up against Kyler Murray, who has been not fulfilling his projected points in fantasy football for me.
No, I've been benching him, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this one.
I mean, here's the deal.
I think Jalen Hurts had a good game, and it was a breakout, but it's fresh on the field. It's fresh meat. Oh, we always have to do good when it's fresh meat. Mm-hmm. Let's see what you do against Kyler Murray. Are they playing in Philly?
They are. They're playing Philly they're playing in Arizona.
Are they playing Arizona? Oh, I'm going with Kyler Murray and those guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with the Cardinals on that one.
I'm going to roll with Philly.
Okay.
Just because I want everybody in the NFC West to go down right now. I'm excited for Jalen Hurts too. I hope that works out for him. But yeah, the Eagles aren't.
I mean, Carson Wentz is going to start one of these days again. They've paid this man too much money. He's one of the most expensive players.
Next season, but I think they're still
they're talking about that. They're talking about even postseason they may, start him again if he's better. You know what I mean? And the thing of it is if they make it as far as they can, even though their division is trash, that East division is so trash. The fact that they'll go is crazy to me.
Jets at the Rams. I think that's an easy Rams pick.
Yeah, Rams win that one.
Them, but unfortunately, yeah. Speaking of the Jets, they're talking about Trevor Lawrence possibly pulling a Eli Manning and trying to get a draft day trade.
I'm sure. Or it's hard to throw out this lottery ticket. And if I was Trevor Lawrence, I'd probably stay in school one more time. I'm like, look, I'm still in school. I don't want this pick again. But, the Jets with their record, it's going to come back again. But you can't throw out the lottery ticket. I'm sure he is. I'd be fishing for it, too. Who wants to be a Jets? Sam Darnold.
He'll be there.
I mean, I don't want to be. I wouldn't. I mean, like I said, it's a lottery ticket. They're going to go. Somebody's going to gun for him on a trade when he gets drafted. It's just.
I hope they do.
I know they would. They have to. Like they're going to have to.
Poor guy.
They probably will pay the Jets more money. But like, if you get rid of Trevor Lawrence, we will give up that X amount. We'll give you our next reject, like for him, whatever.
The Chiefs at New Orleans, possibly with Breeze, maybe not. This could be a good game.
With Taysom
Hill. The man that does it all.
And no sign of Jarvis, what's his name? Jameis Winston. No sign of it whatsoever.
I don't know. I felt like they should have played him last Sunday when Taysom was struggling.
I didn't have Jameis Winston as the third backup. He didn't even play him. Like, it's so sad.
Probably because Taysom been there for like 8 years too.
Yeah, yes. I mean, it's still so crazy. We didn't pick. So who do you wait?
I mean, it's without knowing. If Breeze was playing, I would pick Saints. But
are they playing in New Orleans?
It's your team, your second team.
Yeah, that is. I'm gonna roll with the Saints. I'm gonna go with who that. See what it does.
I'm gonna stick with them too. Browns at the Giants. I'm gonna stick with the Browns.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. Dan Jones, Golden Tate. I don't know.
You want to go Giants and just go opposite of me?
No. Let me see. I don't know.
We always talk so much crap about the Browns. I
talk crap about Baker Mayfield. I talk crap. Let's be clear. I don't talk mess about the Browns. I talk about Baker Mayfield, the one person on that team. I have no problem with the Brownies. I've always liked the Brownies, but I feel like I'm more of a fan than you are because you don't criticize this doggone quarterback that they got. I just don't see it with him.
I'm not saying he's great. Don't. I'm just saying that I don't think he's bad as you think. I think he's got talent. And watching the game Sunday or a Monday.
That was one game out of this whole season. That was his best game he's ever had.
The Browns were like, 9-3? Like, it's not like they just had one good game.
And looking at their schedule, you can see why they're 9-3 too.
No.
That was very lucky of
They're
them in 2020.
They still got to play the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah, and that's when we're going to see when they show up against a real team. You got to understand their first 5 games, first 5 weeks was not the real team. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't those big competitors.
Right,
They're
but
just
I'm
now
saying,
starting to get into their
we only got 2 games left. It's not they got to play. They've had a good season. This is a good season.
Granted, they have, but I'm not giving it no credit to Baker
Mayfield.
And
that's fine. But I can still respect that I think he's doing good. I'm not saying
he did good on
great.
Sunday night. I'm still not a fan of Baker's. Okay. We're just going to say it with that.
So
I do like the Brownies. I don't know, Mel. Let's go to the next one. I'll come back to that one.
Last game, Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
You are?
Why not? Pittsburgh's demolished right now.
Yeah, but Cincinnati, like
they're so broken. Both of them is a dumpster fire game. I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna go with Pitt. I probably won't watch half the game. It's Monday Night Football.
I want to go with the Steelers. I want to. I probably will pick the Steelers on my men's pick'ems, but just for the sake of game shocker, I'll go Cincinnati. And then
the Browns and the Giants.
Browns and Giants. I will go with the Browns. I'll give them one more chance because I gave them a chance last week and they did not win. I don't care how great his performance is. He did not close and he did not win. So therefore. Baker Mayfield, I'm still not a fan of yours. I don't know why. I just don't like him.
All right. So we just want to wrap up today's show. We, again, want to say thank you to Devonte and Annalise, the founders of Greater Youth Sports Association. Yes. If you just are tuning in or just caught the tail end, go back, rewind, watch, or listen to the entire interview. It'll get posted tonight on all social media. You can find us on Linktree/Girl Chat Sports, where you can find us on every link, every social media channel. Make sure if you'd like to buy a beanie and purchase one and support, that you give us an email at girlchatsports@gmail.com or hit us in the DMs and place your order. We'll get those sent out as soon as possible.
Oh my God. I just got an update
on
Dennis Schroeder just has an ankle injury now in preseason. We'll see and monitor that. The Lakers did beat the Suns, though. However, in the preseason game, it just ended. But Dennis Schroeder has an ankle injury, so we will see if what that means for the rest of this preseason before the 22nd.
Okay. Well, there it is. But again, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure
thank you guys.
Yes.
Please follow us. Please support us. Please share. Please tell your friends about us. Do all the great things that you guys have been doing, and tenfold even more. Thank you so much for everyone that's purchased a beanie. We love the support. Beanies are $15 holiday special. Hopefully we can sell out of them before we give the real price. But thank you. And
I was even thinking maybe doing some kind of contest, having people add to our group and maybe picking a winner to get a free beanie or something too.
Hey, whatever works.
Contest, get a little participation.
I'm with it. We appreciate all our followers on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Our subscribers our numbers are getting bigger in the subscribe list. So thank you guys. Please tell your friends, keep subscribing to us. And that'll do it for tonight.
We appreciate y'all. Thanks again to Nate and Hood Hobby 206. Make sure to check out his YouTube and find your items as well. We appreciate it.
That was dope of you.
Hey y'all, we'll be back here next Wednesday, same time, a little pre-Christmas get together here. So make sure you tune in, share, tell some people, and we will catch you next week. Bye.